3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming back.
All right, so man, pretty much last Thursday was the beginning of football. We were pumped. I was super excited, man, when I seen that first intro for the NFL. Man, I was ready to go. So I had the Hall of Fame game on Thursday, and it was pretty interesting. I was just happy to see football back, man. Got to see Lamar Jackson play. At times he looked really solid, and then there's some times he just, he had those rookie mistakes. Yeah. Threw a pick, which was really bad in my eyes. He kind of just, and that's what kind of rookies have, is that one look receiver mentality, and hopefully he can get out of that, because that's what it was, man. It was a play action play, and he just was looking his receiver down the entire time. Yeah. Threw it straight to him. The defender was just sitting there waiting on him. So. And you can't a lot of people freaking out like, oh, Lamar Jackson sucks. This, like, you understand. For one, this is his very first NFL game. Yeah. You're going to have nerves. I don't care who you are. And second of all, you can't take preseason that serious. You really can't. Yeah. You can only take so much out of that. So I thought his performance was all right for being the very first game of his NFL career, and it just it being preseason. So I think he did okay. Like I said, outside of that one throw, that got intercepted, I think he played all right. So what did you think about the game?
He played okay. On that throw, he needed to put it on the outside shoulder of the receiver, and he put it on the inside. Yep. And he threw it a little too late. Granted, it was a play action, so it kind of messed up the rhythm. But yep. He's going to make some mistakes. He's a rookie. It's his first game. People need to stop doing hot takes like this hot sauce. Because it's kind of a lot of people actually really like this hot take, taking those hot takes to 10 is kind of annoying. Honestly, I think out of all the quarterbacks, he's going to take more time. Him and Josh Allen, which Josh Allen's probably going to get thrown in the fire.
Right.
And I think Lamar Jackson might be able to sit out this whole season. But he played okay. He needs to stop scrambling as much. He needs a slide. Really needs a slide. But outside of that, he didn't play bad. He had backup linemen. Boomer Lana Brown played okay.
He looked really good at times.
Yeah, for the most part, he played well. Granted, he's going against people that are not starters. So we'll see how he does against the Bosa's and the Von Millers, but he played well. I'm just excited to see football again. That helmet controversy is going to be a big deal. Don't really want to get into it, but we need to get it to the NFL Hall of Fame ceremonies.
Yep.
Right quick. It was Ray Lewis, Jerry Kramer, Dr. Doom, Robert Brazil, I think his name.
Yep.
T.O., which he wasn't there. Ed Reed, he's going to be next year. Ray Lewis, he already said that. Brian Dawkins, Brian Urlacher, and Randy Moss.
Yep.
And the GM for the Deadskins and the Chargers. I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
His name was Bobby Beathard.
Yeah, Bobby Beathard. Shout out that dude. Let's talk about him first.
Yeah.
He won 4 Super Bowls and went to 6. GM of those teams. He was a personnel person for the Miami Dolphins when what was the guy that coached Don Shula.
Don Shula, yeah.
Blanked on his name. He learned a lot from him. Then he went to the Deadskins and won a couple more championships. And then he went to the Chargers and took to the Super Bowl. Got waxed by the 49ers.
All right.
But yeah, man, he's big impact on the game. Drafted some Hall of Famers, and I don't really know much about him. He's a GM, and he was before my time. But salute to him. I love people that make big impacts for NFL history.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with him. I didn't know a whole lot about him, but one thing I was constantly hearing throughout the Hall of Fame was he was really good at picking players in the draft. Yeah. One of them was what's his name? He just passed away. He played for the Chargers.
Junior Seau?
Yeah, Junior Seau. He drafted him, and there's a list of other really talented players that either are already in the Hall of Fame or going to be that he drafted. So man, I salute to him as being really good at that, because I think that's one of the most important things as a GM and as any football situation. Like if you can draft, then you can build your team. And hey man, if you can do that, then yeah. And you obviously it paid off. You won some championships. So yeah, man, credit to all to him. And most important thing is drafting, and he did it.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Jared Kramer.
Yes, sir.
Played for his Green Bay Packers. When Coach Lombardi was our coach. So this has been a while for him. He waited a long time, but he finally got in.
Yep.
And he's probably going to be one of the last players to get in on our team. There's a ton of Hall of Famers on those teams.
Ton, dude.
He probably should have got in before this, but
Before,
I mean, the linemen kind of don't really get the respect they deserve. But I'm just happy he got in. He had a really great speech, really interesting stories. He was a talented player. He had the winning block in the Ice Bowl to win that game against the Cowboys.
Yep.
So yeah, man, shout out Jared Kramer. I'm happy he's in.
Yeah, man, he's a legend. Of course, I didn't grow up watching him. You know, he was back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like the 50s and 60s.
Or, yeah, 50s, 60s. But you know, I've grown up and watched tape and seen what he's done. Man, he was a great offensive lineman. Especially back then, because they were run heavy and man, he was for a big man, he was real nimble and limber, and he would run out to get those blocks, man. He just the way he ran, he didn't look like an offensive lineman, dude. He just looked like a pure athlete. So for a big man that size to move around like that, he was very talented. And yeah, it was I think well past due, but finally, at least that's what I always say. At least they get him in there. So I'm happy he's finally made it. And yeah, man, congrats to Jerry.
I mean, he had a big impact on those Green Bay Packers. He was a pulling guard. And
Yep.
that was one of the big plays for the Green Bay Packers. So, shout out Jared Kramer.
Yep.
Let's get the other old-timer, Robert Brazil. I don't really know much about him either. He was a little bit before my time as well. But I love his nickname, Dr. Doom.
Yep.
He was a really good player for the Houston Oilers. They had really good defenses back then, and I'm happy he's in. He waited a long time as well, and he seemed like a really good guy. Really happy for him and his father. His father had cancer, I believe, and he was so happy that his father was able to present for him.
Yep.
So yeah, man, shout out Mr. Brazil and shout out Dr. Doom.
Yeah, man. I don't think there's much better names than that. Dr. Doom. That's awesome. Yeah. And he was, man. The highlights that I've seen, he just run people over. I believe he was a middle linebacker. I believe so. And
one of those.
Yeah.
Might have been outside.
I think he was. Yeah, I think he was either left or he was middle. But anytime he was going after that quarterback, he was literally full steam ahead, ready to eat you. So yeah, man, I can understand why his nickname was Dr. Doom, man. And yeah, man, the great story. His dad had cancer, and he battled through it and presented his son, which is, any proud father would love to do, is present their son and be in the Hall of Fame, let alone anything big like that. So, that's a great story for him. And yeah, man, finally he's in there, and salute to Dr. Doom, because I'll be 1,000% honest, I didn't even know who he was before this Hall of Fame. So, and I got to see highlights of him because they were showing him on the board during the ceremony, and he just seemed very menacing of a player, and I can see why he was called Dr. Doom. So. Okay,
so yeah, he was in the 3-4. He was actually more of a rush linebacker, kind of like LT before LT. So
that makes sense.
So yeah, I'm happy he was in. I knew about him before this whole situation. He got introduced. My dad told me about him. So yeah, I'm happy for him, and we're gonna go to break right before we get into like Randy Moss and Ray Lewis, because I got a lot of things to say about Ray Lewis. I love him, and Brian, and the two Brians. So we'll be right back, and thank you for watching.